So there are certain products that are, and by products I mean multiplication answers, that come up so often it is really important that we can do them quickly and see the pattern. Okay, so the first one is one that it's not quite as important, but it's one you might already know. So when you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial, so here's what it looks like. Okay, 2x plus 3 times 5x minus 7, two terms, two terms. Sometimes people use the acronym FOIL to remember how to do that. So FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. Okay, so in order to take care of everybody, right, we know how to do it with a runner, but we can also use FOIL if it's binomial times binomial. So first, I take the two terms in the first position. So 2x times 5x, so 10x squared. And then I do outer, the two terms in the outer positions. So 2x times negative 7, so minus 14x. And then I is inner, two terms in the inner positions, 3 times 5x, 15x. And then L for last, two terms in the last position, 3 times negative 7, minus 21. Okay. And then we tidy up. 10x squared plus x minus 21. Okay, so you can use FOIL if it's binomial times binomial. Now this next one is one of my personally important parts. If you have a binomial that is squared, first off, you can always figure it out by writing it, so binomial squared, as x plus 5 times x plus 5, and then either FOILing or distributing. Okay, so you can absolutely go that way. So let's go ahead and just see what that looks like. Okay, so x squared plus 5x, inner plus 5x, last plus 25. So x squared plus 10x plus 25. Notice how I have three terms in the answer. Whenever you square a binomial, you're going to get three terms in your answer. Okay. The exponent properties we studied before, it didn't have one for the plus. There wasn't a pattern or a rule for when you have x plus 5 squared. I can't just drop in the 2. Now, there is, however, a pattern, and it's kind of important, especially if you're going on in your math lives, to learn what that pattern is. So the way we find it is we use generic letters, a plus b, and we're going to square that binomial. Okay. So we'll go ahead and write a plus b times a plus b and FOIL. So we get a squared plus ab, and then plus ba, but multiplying you can do it in any order. So for my inner, instead of writing ba, I'll write ab again, and then plus b squared. Okay. And I have ab plus another ab, so altogether I have two ab's, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay. So we're going to look between these guys and see if we can see the similarities. So x is where the a was. Okay. And after it was all squared out, I had an a squared and I have an x squared. Okay. And 5 is where the b is. So look at this middle term here, 2 times a times b. Is that what we get? Is that the same thing as 10x? 2 times x times 5 is the 10x. Okay. And that last term is b squared, right? And b and 5 are in the same position, and that's the 25. Okay. So x squared plus 2 times x times 5 plus 5 squared. Okay. That's the trick for squaring a binomial. Or you just write it out twice and multiply. Okay. And the last one, it's when we're multiplying two conjugates. Now, conjugate is probably a new vocabulary word for you. And this is two terms, different sign in the middle. Okay. So x plus 4, x minus 4, so these have the same two terms, so I'll do that, same two terms. Different sign in the middle. So both binomials, different signs. So what happens when we FOIL these guys? So x times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. X times negative 4, I'm sorry, x times positive 4 is 4x. And x times negative 4 is negative 16. So x squared, then I have negative 4x and a positive 4x. These guys add away. They exactly cancel. So this is the time when I only have two terms, x squared minus 16, because those outer inner add away if you have conjugates. Okay, so let's practice those patterns. Okay. So this first one, x minus 9 squared, it's a binomial squared. Okay. So we square the first, same sign, so this is a minus, so I'm going to have a minus for my middle term. And then it's 2 times x times 9. Right, so 2 times x times 9. So 18x. And then plus 9 squared. Okay. Looking at this next one, you might recognize we have conjugates. Exactly right. Same two terms, opposite signs in the middle. So we get x squared times x squared is x to the 4th. And we get 3 times negative 3 is minus 9. The outer, negative 3x squared, and the inner, positive 3x squared, add away. And we just get that. Okay. Binomial squared. Oh, this one's kind of ugly. We can do it though. So we take the first term, 7a cubed, and that gets squared. Okay. And then it's plus, because this is a plus, so this is a plus. 2 times 7a cubed times 4 plus 4 squared. Okay. So sometimes we just have to write it out all in the great detail first and then go in and see what we can do about it. So some exponent properties going on in the first term. 7a cubed quantity squared. So square the 7, and then a cubed squared, powers to powers we multiply. 49, a to the 6th. Oh, I have 2 times 7 times 4. Let's see, that's 8 times 7, 56 would be the coefficient when I multiply all those numbers together. A cubed, and then 4 squared is 16. You can do it. There are lots of steps, but you just have to take small ones. Okay, here's another conjugate one, practicing our exponent properties again. Multiplying bases, we add the exponents. So that first one, q to the 4th times q to the 4th, will be q to the 8th. Outer and inner add away, and we end with a minus 1. Okay, so you don't have to know the patterns, but if you're going on past intermediate algebra, it's a good idea to work on them.